Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence. Today we're going to take a look at the Mortal Kombat Shadow of Spawn. And I know what you're saying. Hey, Lawrence, you don't talk Spawn. You don't review Spawn. Yes, that's true. I like toys, and if I got something, why not do a review and throw it out there? But to be honest, I've wanted just a normal Spawn, a definitive Spawn, just to put in my collection. So maybe I can retire this little guy who I've had since it came out. He's been carrying a G.I. Joe weapon. He's lost his little piece right here. But we'll kind of take a look at him and see if this is actually Spawn. Not to mention, now I can take Batman. And I can have my own Spawn versus Batman. Matter of fact, I need a meat face with the batarang that cut through and he stitched it up. I actually have that guy downstairs too. So anyway, before we get started, you know the drill. Take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and hit that bell notification so you're notified when I do something off the wall that you guys aren't ready for. So quickly, I don't know anything about Mortal Kombat. I've never liked those types of games. Street Fighter, all that stuff. I mean, I was young when it came out. I've never been a big video game person when you veer off Nintendo. So anyway, this is Mortal Kombat. I'm assuming that's an 11. And this is Shadow of Spawn. I know there's another Spawn. I believe this is a repaint of that. But this is really just a Spawn. I don't see anything that stands out any different. So there you can see his plastic casing. I don't know who this is. I know the face. I know he goes to Mortal Kombat. I have no idea who he is. So let's not waste any more time. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Like I said, I just want to Spawn. I know it's a 7-inch figure, so it's going to be a much larger figure than this classified one. So let's get into it. All right, here he is out of the package. And again, this is the first Spawn that was ever made, I do believe. And I'll say this, when McFarlane started and he was Todd's Toys or whatever he went by, I think it was Todd's Toys at the time, he put detail like you wouldn't believe. Now, over time, he seems to be more about quantity than quality, but he makes figures that do hold up. And they're larger, and that's unfortunate. I wish they were 6-inch figures. So quickly, we can take a look at these two. You can see he still has the Spawn logo. He's got the skull right here, chains going across. What is odd is that he's got the spikes on the shin opposite, and also the compartments on opposite legs. I don't really understand why they would do that, considering the arm is the same. Now, I don't know if he swaps. It's been so long since I've read the comic. I actually just sold all my comics. He does have the big cape, just like he did here. I lost a piece that used to hold it onto his back. And I also don't have the chain, which I do remember. It had little skulls, chain going across it. It's got the big collar. So again, pretty cool. And let's see here. He does have the nice green eyes, which is synonymous with Spawn. So not too much. I doubt this figure will ever be worth a lot of money, so I'll probably actually just toss the box. McFarlane is known for just pumping out repaint after repaint. So he's got these chains. You know anything about Spawn is chains that kind of retract out of him, and they just kind of plug in. Yeah, this is a $20 figure, so this guy is all about just pumping out masses. He has a different philosophy than someone like Hasbro. Some things are good, some things are bad in my opinion. So, but I'll tell you what he does is he has figures on the shelves, and they're constantly being sold. So here we go. Our Spawn figure. He does come with a Mortal Kombat stand. I don't really like their stands. Their pegs never seem to fit properly. All right, so we look at the articulation. So right off the bat, there's no pinless. I don't know when Uncle Todd's gonna start doing pinless, if ever. So I wouldn't say they have butterfly joints, but they definitely have a weird, different style joint here. Not sure if the Batman has that. So I'm gonna move up. They are double pins. So I guess it's, I don't know, it's not pinless, it's painted right there. um, his hand's gonna swivel. This one's not gonna get nearly as much movement because he's got this big gauntlet with spikes on it. He's got double knees. Now, there's no heating up. These figures are pretty stiff. As a matter of fact, trying to push up. This is nice and hard. It hurts when you push against your your thumb, anything like that. They do have toe articulation. Uncle Todd loves that. They have a ball joint rather than the ankle rocker that most feel look much better. I agree. Of course, on this side here, you can't tell because he's got the big boot over it. And then no ab crunch. He's got the rocker or whatever you want to call it. I like it, of course. When he moves like this, it kind of, you lose the aesthetic of it. So, head moves back and forth, up and down, somewhat. So one of the things that I was wondering is how these Mark II design guns would fit in a 7-inch scale hand. And I did kind of throw on, did pick up the Nightwing, but I want to see how someone who actually has a trigger hand, how it looks. And yeah, maybe it seems a little small compared to a classified, but I think it actually fits pretty well. Buddy mine actually does have the McFarlane gun and weapon set. I think he was going to bring over for me to review whenever he gets a chance. Not a big fan of what I saw of it, as that stuff looks really comic booky. So there he is with like an M16. He does have a fist, so, but let's be honest, he is from hell. He can shoot this M16 with one hand with no problem. So we'll quickly take a look at it. So that's the articulation. So quickly look at the paint. The V, or whatever this actually is, but it's a V that runs up there. Paint looks really good. Doesn't seem scuffed. Looking at the mask, I think it looks absolutely awesome. All the paint looks good. You think Uncle Todd would take a lot of time and make sure that his figure looks perfect. Again, spikes are really hard, so as you turn stuff, it actually digs into your finger. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. You're going to lose the aesthetic right there when you do the bicep swivel, but what can you do? You got the chains that are kind of flowing. They're part of him. Here, the spikes are all painted. And that one looks a little, the spikes aren't the best. You can kind of see where maybe they bled onto the red a little bit. It's hard to tell, but the design looks really nice. There's texture to it. It obviously looks like it's kind of been beat up. Here are the pouches. You can see the nice paint on it. Got paint on the forearm, rubbed all the way across. Again, here's what the biggest issue with non-pinless figures is that it's just black, and that aesthetic is just broken. So when they're just standing there, it's not a big deal. If you're doing a lot of toy photography, I can see how people may have an issue with non-pinless figures. But again, $20. And here you have his cape, which definitely looks like it's been to and through hell. It's not that stiff, but you kind of use it as a third leg, so I doubt I'll have to use the stand. So there you go. That's a look at the Mortal Kombat Spawn. I believe this is a Walmart exclusive. All right, let's wrap this up. All right, so there you have it. That is the Mortal Kombat 11 Spawn, Shadow of Spawn. Like I said, this Spawn here, it has stood the test of time with me. When I purged and sold my stuff over the years, even the Meathead one, I've always kept this Spawn. So it does go back to, what, 97, 98. I don't remember when the first one came out, but I have kept it. Lost pieces along the way. I can't lose him because it has a G.I. Joe gun in it. But I always liked him with the gun. It fit perfect. I always thought it was too sci-fi for G.I. Joe, but really fit Spawn. This guy looks awesome. Now, I'm not a Spawn collector. I'm not getting Violator or the Clown or anything like that. I just want Spawn to either sit behind me over here or maybe downstairs. Who knows where he's going to sit. As of right now, you'll probably see him in the background here. So, if you are a collector of Spawn, I don't have anything else to collect, to compare it to. If you're just looking for a definitive Spawn for your collection, because you're like, hey, you know what? I need a Spawn. Just like I might need an Elf when they come out. Elf. Not Elf from the movie Elf, but Elf, alien life form. From NECA, you know what? Pretty cool. I like it. I'm happy with it. Again, Uncle Todd, he keeps toys at $20. His feeling is, hey, you know what? Give a whole bunch out. Sell them at a cheaper price. I may make less per figure, but I'm going to put out more, and there's constantly having figures turn over and turn over. Where someone like Hasbro is like, hey, you know what? We're going to overcharge you. We know we're going to make enough of them. And then you're going to complain, and then we're going to have a shareholders meeting saying, hey, people are not happy about the price hikes. No shit. Anyway, that's the difference. A smaller company, he's not like a small company. Let's be honest. Just like Super 7, not a small company. But oddly enough, $20 compared to like $55. I'm not going down the I hate Super 7 line. Because guess what? I'm going to pick some up I guarantee you that. I'll pick up some more reaction, I'm sure, down the road. But anyway, done. Spawn. Go pick him up. You know the drill. The socials. Instagram and Twitter, A Punk with Toys. The Facebook group page. Punks with Toys, because once you join, you're a punk with toys. I know that sounds so corny, but I've said it so much, it's sounding like I need to. But anyway, let's get out of here. You know the deal. Subscribe, like, always like any of the content that I do or any content of any of the creators that you are watching. It's easy to forget, especially when you watch it on TV. If you're watching on your mobile phone, if you're watching on your computer, hit that like. It helps out. It shows, hey, you know what? People are actually enjoying this. And then hit the bell notification. So I'm going to get out of here. You have a wonderful day and happy toy hunting.